Hey guys, so I get this question an awful lot, and the variables change, from feet to meters to, whatever people are looking for. But ultimately the question is, how much do you charge per linear foot or per linear meter? Now, this is a very difficult question to answer without some context. You see, when you're pricing a job, there are so many variables. Is it indoors? And do I have to shot blast it? And am I using a two-part epoxy? Or am I using an acrylic? Or is it outdoors? And am I using an MMA or a thermoplastic? Or am I using an acrylic paint? All of these things play a different role in both durability, the surface type. Of course, there's also minimum spend. How much are they looking to get? Do you do a reduction in price when they buy over so many linear meters or linear feet? There's so many variables to it, so it's not a straightforward question to answer how much do you charge per linear foot or per linear meter. The way I would do it, now inside our training platform, what we've put together is you've got a sort of flow chart, if you like, of products. So you've got thermoplastic, acrylics, MMAs, you then got hand applicable MMAs, and then for indoors, you've got epoxies, you've got two-part epoxies, you've got 2K, there's all sorts of different products. And then for each of those, you've got the surface, and then for each of those, you've got like a best use and a second best and a third best case, if you like. And then for each of those, I've put down what it cost me per linear foot, per linear meter. And then I've put down roughly what I would charge per linear foot, per linear meter, but taking into consideration all of the variables. And so to answer the question, how much do you charge per linear meter or per linear foot? I hate it to sound like a cop-out, but it depends. It really depends. Sometimes I charge £4 a linear meter. Other times I charge £20 a linear meter. Or feet, doesn't really matter. Take your pick on which system. The point is, that's how big the gap is, depending on how long do you need the lines to last? What time of day can I do this installation? Whereabouts in the world is this installation? If I'm doing something over in, from here, I'm in the middle of England. If I had to go and do a job up in Scotland or Ireland, it absolutely costs more money than it would do in my own town. And so my charges, they vary. But equally, again, it comes down to that product. If you need a thermoplastic, it's one price. If you need an MMA, it's a totally different price. And so that doesn't really matter whereabouts you are in the world. You need to understand what product you're using so that you can work out a base price. Now, again, within the training platform, what we've also done is we've put together a sort of spreadsheet you can use that basically gives you access to what it costs per linear foot, per linear meter for each product. That's what we pay. You can put your own price in there as well, like what you pay. So the way we work it out is we do like a tin of paint is, let's say, £100, and it goes 100 meters at 10 centimeters wide, or 10 square meters if you like. And then we go, okay, great, it's £1 a linear, or whatever it is. So you can basically work that out yourselves, nice and easy. And all you do is you input that into the spreadsheet, and it goes, bam, here's your prices for each of these products based on 1 linear meter or 1 linear foot. And you can say, great, I now know what it costs me. And then on the next tab, you can say, these are all the services I sell, and this is what I charge. And then you've got a column that says, this is my charge to the customer, this is my cost, and then you've got another one that shows your profit on it. And then at the very end, on the last tab, you've got like an overview that just sort of gives you, an overview, as you can imagine. It's got like a pie chart that says, this is your cost on the project, this is your charge on the project, and this is your ROI for delivering this project. And that's a really handy tool when you're first starting out, is to work out like, how much am I making on each job? That's important to understand, as opposed to just the linear foot, linear meter, which is such a big variable depending on the product you use. So anyway, very short video. I hope that sort of clarifies what you should be charging is entirely up to you. I would recommend you get a copy of our price calculator so that you can work out what your costs are, and you can pick the price you want to charge your customer. You can get a free copy of that if you head over to linemarking.expert. You can sign up for one of the masterclasses. You actually get it free on the masterclass, and that explains how to use the calculator properly. You also get a download that shows which product to use, where to use it, and then we've got like a rough cost per linear foot per linear meter. And then of course you've also got longevity as well, like how long is it going to last? Because again, it's such a big variable. If your customer only wants it for a year and they want to redo it every year, go with something cheap like an acrylic. But if they say, no, I want this done for the next 5 years, half a decade, and I don't want to see you again for the next half decade, great, pick an MMA or a thermoplastic or a two-part epoxy. It's so variable, but that's the point. So I hope that helps. If you head over to linemarking.expert, you'll be able to get a copy of the pricing calculator so that you can put your prices together. You can also see some of my prices on there as well. And you can also get a copy of the flowchart that just sort of explains which product to use, where to use it, what's best case, worst case, what you should expect in terms of longevity and durability. Anyway, that's it for this one. I will see you all in the next one.